Kickstarter is an interesting place. You're essentially giving money to fund someone else's idea. Shantae, however, isn't a new idea at all. She's been around since 2002, with her second game releasing in 2010. In between 2012 and 2013, Wayforward even announced the third and fourth entries in the franchise, one of which was a Kickstarter that received about double its initial funding goal. It's been 3 years since the Kickstarter, but Shantae Half Genie Hero is finally out. The fourth entry serves as a sequel as well as a small reboot for the franchise. As the title suggests, the game is about a half genie named Shantae. Shantae lives and watches over Scuttletown as its guardian. The story here is that the genie world is in trouble, and it's up to Shantae to save it from its impending doom, all while helping her uncle build his newest invention, the Dynamo, a machine that will help keep all the monsters and pirates at bay. As usual in Shantae, the plot more or less takes a back seat, and the game is filled with witty dialogue and a few jokes that break the fourth wall. The core gameplay hasn't changed. Shantae's way of attacking is using her hair as a whip. Eventually, she'll use her transformations to get around, and the game is full of platforming. However, the last bit about the game being full of platforming is now more technical than it was before. The dungeons are gone in favor of longish levels, and these levels usually have 3 or 4 segments to them, with each segment being separated by a save room. At the end of every level, there's a boss, and once that's done, there's a new transformation waiting for you as a reward. Due to the way the game handles difficulty, some levels are sort of tough to get through, but at the same time, dying is never a big enough threat if you play your cards right. Right after the first level of the game, you should have enough to buy an item that decreases damage taken by half, a great example to show that health really isn't that big of a deal. It should be noted that just because of the fact there are only a few levels in the game, and because of the fact there are no dungeons, doesn't mean that the Metroidvania elements are gone. This game has far more transformations than previous entries, and with how the game works, you're bound to find a new hidden item every time you gain a new ability. Sure, it's a tad bit tedious, but the game makes sure your abilities are always in use. There have been plenty of times where I finished a side quest the moment it started, just because I already had the items they were looking for. And, as to be expected, the music is as great as ever, with the tune playing in the factory slowly becoming a new personal favorite of mine. When you boil it all down, it felt like your usual Shantae game, albeit with a ton of transformations to constantly keep things fresh and a lack of dungeons. Sure, the game's a little bit on the easy side, but between the game's writing and tone, expecting a challenge outside of the last level or two seems a bit much. It'll certainly be interesting to see where Wayforward goes with Shantae after this, because, as noted earlier, she's been on a comeback trail. All of her entries have been on handheld devices, while this one, Vita aside, is available only on HD devices. And that does it for our review of Shantae Half Genie Hero. To see the written review, be sure to check out our website, GamingGamblin.com. A link will be provided down in the description bar below for the full written review. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to subscribe for future reviews and Let's Plays on this channel, and leave a comment down in the comment section below letting me know what you guys thought of the review. And as always, everyone, this is GamblingLad signing off.